So see here, in this particular case, what we have seen, both the collector resistance are showing that it is 180-degree out of phase signals, and we have assumed that C2 is more negative than so more positive than the C1, but still both are negative with respect to the ground signal. Okay, because it is a common emitter, so obviously the collector terminal would be given with the negative voltage. Okay, with respect to the input voltage. Now we have to be apply the two loops. Now you are going to be see that which two loops are these. So in the diagram I have uh, told you that there are two loops I have shown, and just draw this. This is the first loop. If you have to be see here, this is the first loop, and this is the second loop. Okay. So now we have to be apply the KVL on this first loop. So see what happens. We have to be write the current equations, voltage equations. So V1, then there is a drop in potential, then there is again drop in potential across RE dash, then again drop in potential across the RE, and by using these all terms we have to be write the two voltage equations for V1 and V2. So for V1 what happens? First of all, the first resistance we face is RS1, and the current flowing across it the IB1. Okay, so you can write it as a rise in potential V1 minus IB1 RS1 minus, then again across the RE dash there is a drop in the resistance voltage, so it is RE dash minus. Then at the coupled loop, it is very much important, there is again drop in voltage, but which voltage you can see. So there is actually what is going on in this particular node. You can consider as a plus minus like this, and this again plus minus. You can see here, this is the first current is IE1, second current is IE2, and this is the common node where the current is flowing, and this is your IE1 plus IE2 as per the KCL law. Okay, so if the two different branches, incoming branches are merged at the one single node, so the whatever the outgoing current, it would be equal to the summation of both incoming current. So similarly here, it is the outgoing current that through the capital RE, that is summation of both incoming current. Okay, so that's why it is mentioned that twice of, or you can say, still we have not assumed that both are equal, so we have to be write separately IE1 plus IE2. It is equal to 0, and when we have to be bring these terms on the right hand side, so V1 is equal to IB1 RS1 plus IE1 RE dash plus IE1 plus IE2 into RE. This is the first equation for V1, then second for the V2, similar equation. Okay, because both are the same loop, only the two different ends. Now we have to be substitute some current values to this voltage equations. So first of all, what are the relationship of the current? We know that here IB1 is equal to IE1 upon beta. Okay, because this is a common emitter configuration, two common emitter configuration has been merged to made a emitter coupled differential amplifier. So in this case, what happens? IE1 is equal to beta IB1. We have already discussed this. Actually, okay. Now IB2 is also the same. Then there is a multiplication in this equation of V1. V1 would be become now RS1 upon beta, because IB1 is replaced by the IE1, into IE1 plus RE dash into IE1 plus RE into IE1 plus IE2. Similarly, the V2. So this two equation would be here. Now we have to further elaborate these two equations. If we have to be see, we have only replaced here the value of IB with IE1 upon beta. So assuming as we know that beta is very large, so as we know that beta is very large value, so you can see here rs upon beta, it is a very small value. rs2 upon beta is again a small value as compared to the emitter resistance re and re dash, the resistance across the transistor, that is re dash, because we are using the R parameter. So we can write these two equations as re dash plus re into IE1 plus re IE2 is equal to V1. Okay. Similarly for the V2. How this equation will become? We have neglected RS1 upon beta. You can see here. We have neglected this term. The first term has been neglected because we have considered it is a very small. Only these two terms would be remaining for both the equations. Okay. Now we have to be solve this equation and find out the value of IE1 and IE2. How would we solve? Two unknowns, two equations. We have to be apply the differential equation terminology, and we would be find that the IE1 equation would be now. I am not going to mathematical answer. This is not the concern of this subject, but you have to be familiar with the mathematics. You have to find out by your own. If anyone would be found difficult, you can ask me personally. But I hope you would be find out this equation. So IE1 would be become now, after solving the equation number 5 and 6, RE plus capital RE into V1 minus RE into V2 upon RE dash plus RE whole square minus RE square. Similarly for the I2. So these are the two equations of two emitter currents, IE1 and IE2. These are the very important relationship. Okay. So the output voltage V0 could be now defined as we have already told that VC1 is more negative as compared to the VC2. We have already discussed this. So that's why the differential output would be what? VC2 minus VC1. So VC2 is, but both are negative. VC1 is also negative. VC2 is also negative with respect to ground. That's why it is minus IC2 RC minus IC1 RC. Here we have taken RC1 is equal to the RC2 is equal to RC. Okay. So it would be become now RC into IC1 minus IC2. Okay. This is a very important relationship of voltage, output voltage. And now we know that as IC is equal to IE, so we can say V0 is equal to RC IE1 minus IE2. Okay, and what is the value of IE1 and IE2? That is given here from equation number 7 and equation number 8. Okay, so if in the examination they would be say you to solve this or find out some value of the output voltage with given the in the numerical, so you have to be first find out the IE1 from this equation number 7 and IE2 from equation number 8. Then and then only you can find out the V0, and RC is given in the numerical. Okay, so when you do substitute the value of IE1 and IE2, you would be find out V0 is equal to what? RC. We have put up this value IE1 here and IE2 here from the equation number 7 and 8. Finally, you can solve this. The denominator is same actually, so you can write it here and then just do the subtraction of here. So you would be finally find out the equation of V0, that is RC into V1 minus V2 into RE dash minus twice of RE upon RE dash into RE dash plus twice of RE. This is your exact value of output voltage, but you can also do the approximation as well. And when you would be perform this approximation, you would be find out this is coming as V naught is equal to RC upon RE dash into V1 minus V2. Okay. Now we have to be thus in this case we can say that differential amplifier only amplify the difference between these two signals. This is the main function of the differential amplifier. That's why it is called the differential amplifier, because it would only amplify the difference of two input signals. So V naught is equal to V1 minus V2 into RC upon RE dash. So RC upon RE dash is what? It is a, you can say, differential gain. Okay. So that is mentioned here. RC upon RE dash is nothing but your differential gain. So the voltage gain of the dual input balanced output differential amplifier can be say that it is AD or ADM differential mode gain. It is equal to RC, or you can say RE upon RE dash, RC upon RE dash. Okay. So we would be stop here today. I just want to find out this up to this point. You can again put up your attendance of the chat box. Okay. So I would be considering it as a final attendance. If anyone has any query, you can ask me. Okay. Or attendance. So I would be stop the session here. Okay. Still someone is left. Do it fast. Okay. Thank you for attending the lecture today. Thanks a lot.